Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new Rental Scale Up by Price Labs webinar. It's going to be a workshop today. I know you guys like when we're super hands-on, and that's what's going to be getting. Super hands-on webinar using some AI tools. We did one a couple of weeks back, and what we saw that you guys not only loved us showing you what tools we use, but also you actually liked the examples because a few weeks back we showed you what tools we actually use behind the scenes for rental scale up, and then we tried to apply it for a vacation rental company, right? We showed you how to create, for example, an owner's guide, something like this. But what we realized, listening to your feedback, actually you wanted way more show you how to create these marketing deliverables. So that's what I'm going to do today. Today you're going to get, it's going to be three of us speaking. You're going to get not only how we create this using, for example, ChatGPT or Notebook LM, but also you will get the actual deliverables, right? The actual, for example, landing page, the actual email templates. So you can even customize this. So whether you actually want to do it yourself and use the AI tools we're using, or you just want to customize the end products that we're going to create today, you'll be able to do both. So super hands-on, real action. As usual, we are ready to have you participate. I think we have 280 people registered, which is fantastic. So obviously, a lot of you will be watching this as a replay. Again, this session obviously is recorded. We'll show you a lot of things. Maybe we go a bit fast. Good news, we'll probably post it. Sorry, we'll share the recordings. You can pause anytime watching the recording. You'll get deliverables. Probably going to be easy to follow. But again, today we want to make it super easy. So we get more than 200 people registered. I don't see, I must say, I see 20 people live. So maybe I just wonder whether there was an issue with you guys finding the link of anything. Let me know. As you know, we have a chat box. So in the chat, let me know whether there was an issue with the time or anything. We changed to summertime in the US and in Europe at the same time. You never know, could have been this. I'm just curious. But luckily, again, it's recorded. And as well, we can do as we like. Let us know where you're from and maybe how many properties you're managing, so at least you can try to mention this. All right, so a couple of slides to get started. To just again frame to you what we're going to be talking about concretely, and then super hands-on. Enough with the slides. We'll go into the tools. Um, bum, bum, bum. All right. This would never be a webinar with me if I were not struggling with my presentation sharing. All right. So 5 deliverables you get today. We'll show you how to use the AI tools to do them. Also, you also can get the deliverables yourselves. All right. Um, as usual, hey, very happy to have you on board. I'm Thibaut. I'm the founder of Rental Scale Up. Rental Scale Up is a media that belongs to Price Labs, the revenue management and market data platform, where I happen also to be the head of product marketing. Rentals Club, we're a news website. You may we have seen our videos. We posted great videos last week and this week, for example, about the Vacasa merger, also about the big change Airbnb has introduced regarding some of the apps you cannot send anymore to your guests. So have a look at our videos and also subscribe to our newsletter to have this, right? Every week for free, you get this great news. So really do this. That's what I'm talking about. We have articles, weekly newsletter, videos, and a podcast. So really follow us on any of your preferred channels. We are here to give you insights about the market. Not alone. We have Yuvika and Snigdha. Yuvika, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Thibaut. Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for making it, even though it took us a while to get this particular webinar going. There were several mishaps along the way, but as always, Thibaut has his game face on, elbow notwithstanding. So thank you for your time. I'm Yuvika. I'm the head of content at Rental Scale Up. Along with Stigda and Thibaut, we make sure that the newsletter is in your inbox every week, along with our stories and insights, and really adding value to the news that we share with you. And I'm really excited to show you what we have today, a lot of practical, very hands-on stuff. What's interesting is that you'd be able to follow along the entire process. You'll see the starting point, and you'll also see what it leads to in the end. What are the results, and then how to adapt those results to your own business. Very excited. And I have my colleague Snigdha here. Snigdha, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hello everyone, my name is Snigdha. I'm from Pune, India, and I work as a content marketing specialist here at Rental Scale Up. And I manage a bit of everything newsletters, articles, social media, podcast, and more here and there on the marketing and content side. And I use AI tools every day to make my life easier and, of course, help the team get more work done. And I'm really excited today to be able to share what I have learned and help you all replicate the same for your business. So really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Vika, and thank you, Snigdha. Uh, what we'll see today, first, let's start with the four different point four, two to four. We'll show you how to create a pitch deck for a new owner, right? As a vacation rental management company, you can do that quickly. How, for example, to create a landing page on a website. Imagine you want to show a price guarantee.
Hello, Thibaut.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
we had
I thought
lost you
somebody
there
was
for a
talking to me.
second.
An onboarding guide for your users. But the first thing we'll do, we'll actually jump into, we create something that's optional, but I think very important. We create your own version of ChatGPT, so custom GPT. We showed this last year. That's what we're going to do the first thing. And basically imagine you go to ChatGPT tomorrow, and instead of having generic ChatGPT, it's your version for your company. Here you're going to see we're going to be working all the example through an imaginary Florida company that we called the Coastal Escapes Company. And imagine you log into ChatGPT, instead of having the generic one, you have this, which is created for you, created for your marketing team. Even the prompts that it has is geared towards you. I'm going to show you how to create that. Why is it important? Because everything will flow that. When you create a new owner pitch deck, it's going to be so much easier because in a custom GPT, once and for all, I will have explained what a company name is, what a tone of voice is, or I will have shared data about, or facts about the properties. And then whenever I will say now create an owner pitch deck, create a landing page about a price guarantee, or create an email sequence for past guests, or help me with the onboarding guide, I will not have to repeat myself, but basic stuff like who's what our company name, our contacts, our how to contact us, or what our principles are, what our values are. All this will be there. So we'll show you how to do this. And again, I want to show you something also pretty cool, and I have to make sure I know how to do this. That the onboarding guide we want to show you will not just be an onboarding guide that's an onboarding guide uh, that's text. We'll want to show you something that is actually audio. Let me share that if I can. Hopefully it's Welcome aboard. Really glad to have you joining the Coastal Escapes sales team. Think of this session as your personal shortcut to getting up to speed fast. Exactly. So don't want to share more, but the idea is that we'll show you, right? In these days and age, it's kind of hard to get employees to read any handbook, isn't it? We'll show you how to make it a very snazzy, great to listen to. Sort of podcast discussing in a great tone with two people, AI voices, obviously, discussing your own values that an employee should know or principles. We show you how to do this. So hopefully it's exciting. You can see how we can use these tools in varied ways. I spent a couple of time, just 10 minutes here, just to explain to you what we're doing, because I don't want you to get lost. I just want you to see why we're doing this. Now we're going to do the how. If you get lost in the how, again, it's recorded, but now, what's most important, you get the why, right? You get the why. Obviously, we're also monitoring the chat. So if you have questions, it's great. And yeah, I'm sorry, apparently my connection is a bit unstable. Hopefully, it will get better. Sorry about that. All right, let's get started. As I said, the first thing I want to do is it's an optional way because you could be using ChatGPT, Claude, Mistral, I don't know, Gemini, whatever you want to create content, right? Whatever you prefer. I have no religion on this. Why are we turning to ChatGPT again? Well, because it's a common, I would say, a common name, and because they have this thing called custom GPT. And let's go straight away to show you what I mean here. Um, all right. Just let me know, team, if you do see my coastal ChatGPT one. Okay, cool. All right.
Yes, yes.
As I said, the result, what you want is to be able to have something like this, right? When you go to ChatGPT, it kind of has already your own, it's already your own version of GPT in a way, right? With your own brand, and you can ask stuff about your own company. Um, how do you do that? How do you do this? Well, you may know in ChatGPT, sorry about this, it's in French here, but you will get the idea. GPT has Explore GPTs here. And Explore GPTs basically enables you to create your own version of ChatGPT. So I'm not sure you see this model. Do you see this model being created? Maybe not. Um, oh, sharing. Let me just check something. But I'm actually sharing the web version of the app because I also have the ChatGPT app, and I'm unsure I'm showing the right thing for you guys. Um, right.
In the meantime, it would be great to know who here is already using ChatGPT in their day-to-day operations. If anyone, just let us know in the chat. Super helpful to know where you are in your use and what you use it for as well.
Thanks. So, switch the language, when the right language is easier now. So if you go to explore GPTs here, you will see something like my GPTs, right? It requires the paid version of ChatGPT, any paid version really. And then you have access to my GPTs on top right, if you guys see this, and create. So let me ignore for a moment. I'm going to create here a new GPT, right? So basically what I'm going to customize a ChatGPT with some information about my company to create what I do. So imagine here, I would type, so bottom left, if you see this in Ask Anything, I could type some text if I wanted to instruct. And this basically, it's a dialogue, right? Just like in ChatGPT, it's also iterative. It's a dialogue, say do this or do that. You just reframe, you just refine your ask. Here's a dialogue. For example, I would dialogue with it and say, okay, I need to create, for example, a tool that creates great marketing content for my rental company. And then whenever I say something, GPT will tell me, okay, after my answer, say, okay, oh, I see what you need to do. For that, I would need this and this. It's going to guide you into what it needs to create the best custom GPT possible. As you may know, I actually fractured my elbow in three places a couple of weeks back. I got metal rods in. There's no way I can use my two hands. So another reason why I'm using ChatGPT here is because of the vocal commands. So here you can see there's a little speaker thing. I can dictation, right? And I'm just gonna, instead of typing, I'm gonna just dictate. And okay, that enables me as well, by the way, to be even more detailed, to, if I'm typing like 3 lines about something, here it can be super detailed. For example, um, I want to create a custom GPT that outputs the best marketing content for my vacation rental company. Um, this tool would be used by the various employees in my company. So the idea is to help them create the collaterals, the documents they need. To do that, I will give you files we created in the past in our company. For example, about who we are, our values, our tone of voice, our branding, and our properties. So I click on this just to stop dictating. It has transcribed what I said. And now basically, again, I could be typing. As you understand, I have only one arm. Just for the sake of your own time, I'm just going faster by dictating here. And here already, you see this little symbol here, this little icon, and it says, maybe it's a bit small, it says updating GPT. So basically, it got my instructions and it's asking me, great, let's give the custom GPT a name. I suggest vacation rental copy expert. That work for you? I could say anything and like, yeah, whatever. Yes, fine. Uh, why does it bother giving a name? Just because there are several GPTs around. Maybe I'm creating mine for the marketing. Maybe I'm creating another one for a customer support team. So I just saw that in my GPTs, I find it. It needs a name, right? What it's doing as well by itself, it's also creating a nice image. Why not? I'm fine with it. It's good. I'm like fine. Okay, great. Now I'm going to give you files, which I told you about a company, so that you can remember a company name, contact details, tone of voice, and these kind of things. So I really want you to remember these files for tone of voice. So I'm just, again, dictating what I want to do, and I'm clicking on plus. Maybe at some point you will not see what I'm doing, but I'm clicking plus here to pick files that I'm on laptop directly. So I'm uploading files on my laptop. And here, I don't know if you see the details, but basically here I've got several files, so a company overview, property portfolio overview, target guest profile, our standard policies, key messaging examples, like what we do, how we talk to people, what we don't say to people. So I'm uploading all these files. And so basically here I did a two-in-one. I gave some instruction, and also I gave it to ChatGPT these different files that I created. Imagine, right? Probably you've done this in the past, right? You have your brand, you have your standard policies, right? Employee guide handbook, I don't know, for example, or things about your brand, your messaging. So if you don't, it's the right moment to type it. You could even just type it here, right? I have it in files, so I just have it. So here, awesome. I've now integrated all the company materials. So everything I will create will reflect Coastal Escape's tone. Remember, I didn't never told it, obviously, the company name. It pick it up, right? It's just right. Coastal Escape's tone, messaging, audience, property portfolio. You can ask for help, social media posts, brochures, email listings, what more. Okay, and it's good enough, right? So I'm just hit create. And I'm going to share it with all my team here, my Rentals Club team, so Yuvika and Snigda, so that obviously they will be able to use it in the examples we're going to see. So see already what I hope it's this window is visible. But what I'm doing again here, because we have a shared account on ChatGPT with several of us being on ChatGPT, it means we have all access to this tool, which I recommend you doing. So each employee has basically a license to ChatGPT on the same company account, and we share it. And ta-da, there we go. We created our ChatGPT version, custom GPT, and here, because it's smart, it even gives me prompt on to guide me on what I could be doing. For example, I have no clue, but write a brochure for our new luxury beachfront villa. I could just hit, as just an example, that not randomly because it's relevant, it's shared. And then basically what it would do, it would tap into one of the properties we have. I gave in my PDFs and extract this data. So I don't want to, that's not really what I want to do as an example, but just to tell you, you can see how can you really quickly do this, feed a tool, and get that started. All right, I think that's good. Is there, I think I will hand over now to Yuvika because she's going to use, Yuvika, can you see the custom GPT on your side, which is called here the Vacation Rental Copy Expert?
Let's find out. So in order to see any GPTs that have been shared with you, let me take a look.
I feel like a magician waiting to see whether the trick is working or not.
Created by me, shared with me. No, I want to make sure I'm in the right account. A moment.
No worries. You have to be in Rental Scalp account.
I am, yeah. It's not appearing. A moment.
Okay. Cool, because my connection is a bit wobbly, I must say.
Yeah. Yesterday it came up immediately. Well, there's an alternate way. You can just give me the link and I will be able to open it as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I already have access.
Did my connection freeze at some point, or you guys could hear me?
We were able to hear you throughout.
Okay, good. I just shared with you the link.
Perfect.
So once again, right? So I created a custom GPT. I authorized the team. So maybe again, because I froze at some point the rights income, but also just send a link to somebody else to use the custom GPT. All right, there you are. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Thibaut. So we are now in the vacation rental copy expert custom GPT designed for this specific property management company that we made up. You can see that there's a last it will track everything. You can see it's still showing the last command Thibaut gave, so that you don't have everybody knows what's been done within this GPT, whoever has access to this GPT, which is great, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a more specific use of it because we were thinking about what is it that property managers most need assistance with or help with. And one of the most common pain points I hear from property managers, especially who are scaling up, who are growing their business, that they need a professional way to pitch to new owners or just finding new owners. Obviously, that's the challenge. But when you find these leads, how do you pitch to them in a way that comes across as professional and is more likely to convert? Well, maybe it's a bit too much to ask. You're already taking care of operations and marketing and maintenance and looking after day to day, and then you have to create all these decks and presentations. Not the easiest thing to do, can be very time consuming. So today, what we're going to do is see how we can use this custom GPT or chat GPT in general. It doesn't have to be a custom GPT. How you can use it to create a new owner pitch deck using this. And it's not just the slides, hopefully a little bit also about the thinking behind them as to what your deck should include, what it's trying to accomplish, right? So we can see our deck right now. Before you even get started, we must think about what is it that an owner cares about when they're deciding whether or not to work with you, right? There are three questions that they're asking them that they will ask. Number one is, can they trust you with their property? Can I trust you with my property if you were to manage it? Will I make more money with you? And will you make my life easier, or will I have to field daily inquiries, weekly inquiries, and this will not really add any ease to my life? And if your deck doesn't answer those three questions, it's not doing its job. So today we want a deck that responds to all of this and helps us create like a good starting off point with new owners who possibly can come into your portfolio. So let's see how to use our custom GPT to create this deck. The GPT already knows about our market because that's what Thibaut did. It makes it custom because it knows about our market, our tone of voice, our services. So the content will be specific to this fake company that we made up today and not generic. All right, so I'm going to use also dictation in the spirit of keeping things the same. Help me create a pitch deck to send to new owners in Destin, Florida. These are individual vacation rental owners who are maybe self-managing or have underperforming properties. My goal is to show them how they can earn more revenue while taking the work off their plate. Include a clear structure for, oh, I don't think it was recording any of it. I don't think it was recording any of that. Well, we try again. Help me create a pitch deck. Huh, interesting.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure you know this. So go ahead.
Well, the good thing is I came prepared, so I'll just copy that in here. So this is what I wanted to say. Help me create a pitch deck to send to new owners in Destin, Florida. They are self-managing or underperforming, and the goal, right? Let's hit enter and see what we get as a starting point. So right now, it's not creating like an actual presentation for us. It's telling us what this deck should include if we wanted to achieve this goal of showing to owners that, hey, I can help you make more money and I can make your life easier as a property manager. And also, we are pros. So we start with a cover slide. Already it's telling me the headline, earn more, stress less, let coastal escapes do the rest. So already hitting the pain points that it knows owners in your area will have while incorporating your company's information. Premium vacation rental management in Destin, Florida. Obviously, we fed in the types of properties that we have. So based on that, it will kind of like refine the tone. If you are positioned, if your niche is more luxury, it will change the language accordingly, tone accordingly, based on the data that you've already put in this custom GPT. And then it also gives you cues as to what your visual should be. So in this case, it should start with a stunning beachfront property image, your logo and your tagline. Then you want to introduce yourself, who you are, your mission statement. Immediately, you want to state the problem that you're trying to solve for these owners. And it states some of these problems as well that you can use. And then it tells you how you can solve these problems in what specific ways. Then success stories, because you do need evidence, you do need testimonials, etc. So here we're talking about what kind of return you can provide. You're talking numbers, which are very important. What makes you different? Again, if you have there's the local touch and your company culture, etc. The services you offer, earning potential, and then next steps, which is how they can contact you. So here you have all the text for your slide already. You can edit this based on, for example, here it's talking about numbers. Maybe you don't have that available in the moment, and you want to skip that, you can tell it to skip that. But at this moment, if you're happy, you can just copy this into a document and share it with someone in your team who does the presentation. If it's just you, you can go to Google Slides and copy this text over there. You can use your existing company template if you have if there's a design specifically that you use as well. Or you can even ask ChatGPT to create a PDF for you. Personally, I would not recommend that in the moment. It is very time consuming. I find it easier to just open a new Google slide and copy the information there and then use one of their design templates and tweak the colors based on our company colors, right? But you can, if you have the time, use ChatGPT to have it create the PDF for you. You can also use other AI-powered tools. There's one called Gamma, Gamma, where you just you copy this structure, this content that you've been given, you copy that into Gamma, and it'll produce like a very well-designed presentation for you. And there's a free version of Gamma as well. Again, you don't need to write all of this down. We will share takeaways with you after the fact, and which will have all the links of tools that we are discussing today, as well as all this output that we're getting. What I do want to show you is I want to give you a quick glimpse at, so I've already done this exercise before, right? I've already created an owner pitch deck following these exact same steps. I want to show you what I came up with, what I created in Google Slides, just to give you a quick look at that. Let me
Basically, you generated the text in GPT, and then you took the text and put it in Google Slide because you like Google Slide. It's the best tool for you to just make it look nicer, right?
Absolutely. I used an existing template that Google Slides has, so free to use again. And I just plugged in the text there. One quick thing that I would like to point out, which you don't know if you've been using Google Slides before, because I didn't know until literally yesterday, is that you can generate images from within Google Slides. I used to find this very time consuming that I had to find photos from elsewhere and paste them into Google Slides. It will let you generate, you just have to tell them, hey, give me a picture of a villa on the coast, a luxury villa on the coast, and it'll generate it right there for you. Just a quick tip. So yeah, that's the way to create very easy. Once you have a, you see, once you have a custom GPT, it is super easy to create for the rest of the content to come out of it. And the first thing that we did was to create a pitch deck to pitch to new owners, potentially. Next up, Thibaut is going into direct booking help, right?
All right, exactly. So quickly update this. Can you guys see my screen? Right. So I'm picking up where we left off. And basically, we have here Yuvika created. No, it was sorry. It was the. Let me go to a vacation rental copy expert. There we are. So I'm going back to so it's clean. I'm going back to this. So what we want to do now, imagine something different. We just saw how you can create content for a pitch deck. Now let's imagine we're going to create landing page. And the beauty of this, why I'm using ChatGPT here, because I want not only to use the information I gave it about my company, but also want ChatGPT to do what it's good at, which is giving me best practices, right? Mentioned that with Yuvika already, is that in the sense that you can ask GPT because it knows so much, it knows so much about patterns of good content. You can completely ask it to summon best practices about any kind of content you want to create. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to basically let me start dictating. Hey, I want to create now a page for my website. I've got for a company we have our own booking website. Um, what I want is to get more direct bookings. So in order to do that, I want to offer a best price guarantee to my guests. My goal is to probably mention it on social media in different place, but whenever I want to mention it, I will link then to this landing page that would explain this best price guarantee. Now, I've never created a best price guarantee. The first what I want you from you I want you to look at best practices when it comes to such a best price guarantee. What is it that I need to mention on such a landing page that creates conversion, creates trust, that really makes this guarantee efficient? So first, I want you to tell me what should be there. So you see where I'm going here. I'm not asking straight away create the page, best guarantee page, and boom, do it. No, I'm more like first, tell me what are the best practices for this, because then I can read through this and kind of make up my mind like, oh yeah, that's a good point. I should do this. And maybe some of these best practices it mentioned, I will say, no, I don't want that. Yes, I want this. Okay, so it says usually best practice, I should have a headline that grabs attention, benefit driven. Book direct and save at best price guaranteed. Why not? Okay, it's clear. Explain why, even if it's a guest, the always best guest deal. Mention added perks, early check-in, welcome gifts, better concession terms. Yeah, why not? Some of this I do, so why not? It even gives me an example of text like skip the third-party markups. We book directly with Coastal Escapes. You're guaranteed the lowest price plus exclusive benefits you won't find anywhere else. Why not? Then it says I should be mentioning what the guarantee covers. I should be transparent and outline that I'll match any lower publicly available price for some period, like a time frame, like within 24 hours of booking, which I find a bit short. Any restrictions? Okay, I like it. I didn't necessarily think of that. Of course, it kind of makes sense. I need to give a time frame All restrictions can be unlimited. That can make sense. Oh yeah, of course, how guests can claim, so kind of rules of the game. That's a good one. Terms and conditions if needed. That's good. Be emotional. Use words like paradise, personalized, stress-free, relaxation, escape, which are good words. And I know these words because actually some of these are in a PDF I gave it about our tone of voice. So you may not know that, you haven't seen it, but I can tell you that's I said our company is about this. So I like that it's reusing this. We believe that vacation should start with peace of mind. We guarantee the best price, blah blah, and more stuff for trust, guest testimonials that mention book direct, security icons, logos, recognized payment methods, and whatnot. Yeah, I think logos and recognized payment methods kind of make sense at this moment because I'm gonna ask them to book with me direct. So guessing how to pay, social proof, why not? And call to action. Okay, bonus tips, mobile friendly, and the rest. Okay. Um, Okay, I like your best practices. I like what you said, for example, about the guarantee covers and time frame. I'm going to be super generous. I would say within 5 days of the booking, because we are in an area that doesn't book too fast anyway, so I'm fine with that. And for how guests can claim, yes, indeed, they need to fill in a form and exactly what you said. They need to provide me a URL they can or in screenshot and their booking details. And indeed, I will respond within 48 hours. Okay, seems good. So, okay, now use best practices to create a very enticing copy for this landing page. So I can very easily then copy paste this and give it to my designer so they can do this. So I really want you to use best practices in terms of layout, attractiveness to make this the best page possible for my website that will achieve the goal we want. In a way, I'm kind of blabbing away, but you see, it's so enabling me to give all the details I want, the impression, tone of voice, and details. Uh, I talk about the format, I talk about conditions, and there we go. So I'm getting here, I think in what, 5 minutes, a great draft I can use, and why not give to my marketing team, say, hey, you guys go and refine this, or to my web agency, hey guys, that's what I have. You can feel free to refine this, but that should already give you a good idea of what I want. Um, well, I mean, what I'm saying that maybe your design doesn't necessarily have a little bag with a dollar sign, it's little checks. I guess not, but that should be a clear sign enough for design team that okay, what this guy, this owner of the company wants is kind of a space here with this white book direct. So here you can see what is like title of the page. I've got book direct, rest easy, your lowest price guaranteed. I would say our lowest price, I must say, but okay. Um, right book direct, best guarantee, no booking platform fees, exclusive perks. Here, probably, I would chat again to the tool and say, oh, in terms of perks, remove this or add that, right? Obviously, I'm not, I would not do this. I could just chat again and say, oh, change this. But again, here, the goal is I just want to show you here what I got, what's covered, terms and conditions, your vacation, your value, rate to plan, the CTA, and the stuff, right? So what I would do, I just copy paste all this, right, already, and maybe put it in Word or Google Doc and send it to my either marketing team to refine the copy if I want to, or I could share again with Yuvika this copy. Say, hey, Yuvika, I did a draft. Do you want to work more on this? Or again, put it in Word and send it to my design team to get started. But you can see how really here we were able to ask for best practices, use these best practices, it made me think of terms I didn't think, oh yeah, of course we need guarantees, time frames, kind of things. And then tap into information I had given it about our company names, our tone of voice and value. So I hope that shows you again the benefit of this, best of both worlds, what they know about your company and the best practices they can tap into because these kind of tools knows about patterns. All right, that's it from my example. Who wants to go next?
Me again. Thank you, Thibaut. All right. So now we've covered how to convert potential new owners, add more listings to your portfolio. Number two, Thibaut just covered how to give a best price guarantee page to kind of improve your book direct services, decrease your reliability on other channels. And next up, we are going to focus on repeat guests because who doesn't want those, right? Repeat guests are A, cheaper to acquire, and B, easier to please, arguably, because they've already stayed with you. They know the level of service you provide. They know what kind of services what options you provide, and they've stayed with you. They know that this is a dynamic that you've already established that works, right? And you, in turn, also know that they are a good guest, hopefully, because they've stayed with you. You know what it was like to interact with them and to play host to them as well. So let's find out, but it is getting a repeat guest, it can be a simple matter of just sending a quick email saying, hey, do you want to book with us again? But you know that it's probably not going to work because it needs to speak to them in a way that makes sense. And today we're going to use the same custom GPT to figure out how that might work. Let's go back. Let me share my screen and go back to Vacation Rental Copy Expert GPT so I can show you while I talk you through it.
Where it's it again, if you have questions, feel free to ask in the chat, right?
Yeah, there's also a Q&A button in the toolbar, which you can use to ask questions because in the chat, sometimes they can get lost if there's many people in the chat. Well, today there's not that many of us. So use Q&A or chat, it's up to you. And we'll definitely get to those questions. If not during this webinar, then in our follow-up email that we send to you, but you can rest assured that we will look at everything. So now what we're going to do is create an email sequence or use this custom GPT to create an email sequence that helps us turn happy guests into repeat direct bookings without having to write from scratch or without spending many, many hours planning while still keeping it personal and designed to convert. Before we get to the AI part, just some quick tips to really make this work for you. Obviously, you want to target guests who have left you a good review before, ideally 4.5 or higher. You want to try to bring back your happiest guest. And already at this stage, if possible, it would be good for you to have information about your guest segments. If you've been doing this sometime, you already know who are your guests, what is your guest profile? Are these mostly families? Because a family with kids is not the same as a snowbird couple. So, and you don't want to be speaking to both in one email because then they both can ignore it together, right? You want your message to be personalized to each segment if possible, and if you know. And you also want to time your emails right. The best time ideally would be to reach out to people who've already stayed with you is around the same time they booked with you last year. So if someone booked in March for their summer vacation last year, you want to email them again in March or this spring to book for summer this year, right? That's when they're likely to plan again. It's just about increasing that likelihood. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna try again to give it a prompt via audio, and hopefully this time it will. I want you to create an email sequence to encourage repeat bookings from guests who have already stayed with us in summer 2024 and they booked during spring 2024. Mainly these were families with kids. I want to send them emails in spring 2025 and I want to prompt them to book again in summer this year. To use best practices for such an email sequence so that they're more likely to book with us. All right. I think that's pretty good for now. That's a good starting point. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna remove. Hopefully this will time. It will work. Maybe let me not condescend ChatGPT. Okay, here's a 3-part 2025 email sequence designed to encourage repeat summer bookings from families who stayed with Coastal Escapes in summer 2024. Audience overview, segment past guests who booked spring 2024 and stayed summer 2024. Profile, families with children. Primary goal to encourage rebooking for summer, and the tone. All right, let's see. The first email in the sequence is Let the return to paradise, summer starts here. What are we saying here? Can you hear the waves calling your name? Last summer, you've made unforgettable memories with us in Destin, from sandy toes to sunset laughs. We'd be absolutely delighted to welcome you back for another round of relaxation, adventure, and together time. Booking early means the best selection of family favorites properties with game rooms, bunk beds, private pools, and steps from the beach. Make it official. Your 2025 coastal escape awaits. So this is the first of three emails. It is decided to make it a soft call to. There's no big push. There's no promo. Just a reminder that you were here and you made some great memories. So speaking to the emotional value of this vacation while also mentioning specific amenities that they would want as families traveling with children that will appeal to them. And just keeping it simple, keeping the CTA simple. It's also telling me when I should send this email. So early spring, mid or late March 2025 is when I should send this first email. Cool. You can also include photo memories from similar homes if permissions allow. So this is an option available to you. Second email, you can see it's asking me to send that 2 weeks later, in early April 2025. And this time we are creating some more urgency. You can already see our beachfront condos and spacious family homes are going fast. So we are mentioning property types that they're likely to book based on what they booked last, right? To make sure your crew gets the perfect summer setup, game nights, beach days, and starry evenings by the pool, it's time to save your spot. Plus, returning guests get a special VIP perk just for you, early check-in. So now this is a more stronger call to creating more urgency, and now there's a perk involved to increase the likelihood. And there are more tips. Again, it's keeping things optional based on what level of information you're able to share. And what types of perks you are happy to share at this moment. The third email is asking me to send it in mid-April, closer to school and planning time. So it's accounting for that because we mentioned these were families with kids who stayed with us. And then again, it's talking about it's painting a beachy image, sunscreen, sound of surf. We loved hosting you. And then another call to, which is a soft call to. Bonus idea, loyalty style incentive. You can add a soft incentive in email 2 or 3 for those who rebook by a certain date. So a time bound promo, rebook by April 30 and enjoy a complimentary beach gear bundle waiting in your rental. Post-sequence nurture touch point. So if they haven't rebooked by May, it's already telling me, send a gentle reminder with a subject like such and such. And now, so what we're seeing already is it's not just created the content of this email, but it's also telling me how to space these emails out, and how I can how I can go even deeper in these emails to increase the likelihood of conversion based on what's available to me. You can obviously adapt this to your tone, adapt this to your local, to your market by, I don't know, if you want to weave in local events, for example, that are happening, and ask it to factor those in, and it'll weave that into your planning as well, into your email. But so far, if you're happy with this, you can just copy and paste this into a Word doc, well, directly into MailChimp or whichever email service provider you're using. Even if you're using just plain old Gmail, you can just copy, paste, send to your list, and that's that. You can schedule emails in Gmail as well. So you can already schedule all these 3 emails based on the times and dates based on the dates it's given to you. And that's it. And then you are good to go. So just 5 minutes of planning, you already have a very good idea of what the message should be, when you should send it out, what kind of call tools you should include, and you can get going. So that was all for me. Hopefully that was helpful. We will include a template which has these email and the actual, for example, the prompt I used and also what everybody else used. And you can try to recreate this on your own, with your company information. It would be super interesting to find out your results. If you want to share them with us, I'm always happy to receive an email. Next up is Snigdha. What do you have for us?
Hello everyone, hello again, and thanks for sticking. Today I'm going to get straight to your pain points. I feel that as a property manager, getting the right team in place can be a never-ending challenge. And even when you do find a good team, getting them to know every detail about your business, making sure that they understand everything can be rough sometimes because honestly, who has the time? And I'm sure many of you will relate with this. You've hired someone new, and then comes the onboarding part, and you hand them like stack of documents, and naturally you expect them to understand everything, but then they end up having more questions than answers. And that happens, but it is a big no-no, right? Because what happens is that as a human, we tend to skip most important details and tend to not read boring manuals. That's okay. But there's a solution to this. What if this entire onboarding process, new employee onboarding process, could be in a audio version? There could be like an audio guide which can guide your new employee exactly what to do and make them understand every little detail of your business. So I'm just going to show you what I'm exactly talking about. I'm going to play an example of such an audio file. And spoiler alert, I made it through AI. So once I will show you all the example, I will take you to the steps of how I created it. So I'm just going to present my screen. Give me a minute. Okay. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. Now I'm just going to hit play. I hope it works. Okay. There you go.
Glad to have you joining the welcome aboard. Really glad to have you joining the Coastal Escape sales team. Think of this session as your personal shortcut to getting up to speed fast.
Exactly. We know starting a new role can feel like a bit much sometimes.
For sure. So we're not just going to dump a load of documents on you. Instead, we're doing this deep dive into the essential info you need.
Right. The goal is to make you feel confident and, successful right from day one.
And don't worry, we've got a whole bunch of tools and resources ready to back you up. You're definitely supported here.
So yeah, consider this our first chat to get you familiar with how Coastal Escapes works. We'll cover operations, the tech you use every day, and the key guidelines for working with owners and guests.
Basically everything to get you empowered and ready to go.
Precisely.
Okay, so
Okay, I'm just going to go back.
And that's crucial for you. That would be 13 minutes, right? In this case, we just, for the sake of demonstration, cutting after a few 48 seconds, but you have 30 minutes, a 13-minute recording here, right?
Right. It can depend upon you. Like you can create it for how long you want. Plus also this is for example. So I just played for like a bit, but you in the end of the session we will give you the entire recording, which is like around 14 minutes. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take you through how I created it. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. Cool. Okay. So we also, right, this was not just a read through the documents, onboarding documents, but it was more conversational, more engaging. Your new hire could listen to it like a podcast. They don't have to read through all the onboarding documents. So this was much more connecting and much more personalized to them. And I made it through Notebook LM. So you can create such kind of audio files in a free version as well. You don't need a paid version for that. So let's get started. This is how the Notebook LM dashboard looks. I'm just going to create a new notebook. Perfect. So Notebook LM lets you upload files in multiple formats. You can use Google Docs, Google Slides, PDFs, text version, even URLs and videos. This is just one more step for you to create onboarding document. Whatever onboarding documents you have online or offline, you just need to convert it into a format that Notebook LM accepts, and you can just click on choose file. I hope my screen is visible and everything. Perfect. So I have the files with me. For example, I've taken the basic onboarding documents that I think every onboarding session includes: owner welcome care, training guide, guest communication, technology, emergency crisis, revenue management, etc. And this is all based on the custom GPT that Thibault created. So I'm going to stick with the same example, Coastal Escapes based out of Florida, and everything is the same. For this example, I've particularly taken example for hiring someone in the sales team. So this could be used for a general sales team as well. So I'm just going to select all the documents, hit enter. Okay, so my all my documents are uploaded. You can, of course, depending upon how many documents you have, you can upload those documents. It lets you upload 20 documents at once. So I think that's a good range. That's it. The documents are uploaded now. Now, one step is that you can hit generate and it will generate an audio for you. But to make it more precise, make it exactly like you want, you need to hit customize. So this is the customize button. So what happens is basically like you heard the example, two AI hosts are conversing amongst themselves, right? So you can give some instructions to the AI host. So suppose you want to create it for a particular team, like in this case, I'm creating for sales team. So I had already given the customization that created for like a sales team. So the tone and the communication will be based on that. You can make it for marketing team or any team that you want to onboard, and then if there's some specific information you want to focus on, you can tell the host to focus on that. The kind of tone you want, friendly, warm, welcoming. And the most important tip here is that please mention in your customization prompt that the AI host should not interrupt each other. So what happens is that the AI host tends to interrupt each other a lot, and that gets annoying. So you just have to tell them don't interrupt each other, and that will do, I guess. That's it. You can just enter a few points for customization, and of course, you can also mention the audio length. Like for this, I use 15 minutes. You can use for like 30 minutes, an hour, depending upon your need. That's it. So I'm just going to hit generate, and it takes about 3 to 4 minutes for it to generate an audio file. Um, the best part about Notebook LM, which it also makes it different from other AI tools, is that it will not make up stuff, like make up content. It will not hallucinate the information for you. Whatever input that you have given for this example, whatever documents that I have given, it will only create an output based on that content. So you can be rest assured that nothing is made up. All the information is exactly like how you have given when you were giving the input. So it takes 3 to 4 minutes, and that's it. That's about it. I already have the example ready for you, so I can share that after in my takeaways article with you all.
So imagine this file is generated, and what do I do with it then?
Very simple. You are able to download it in a MP3 version. So audio, you can share it with the new employee, or it also generates a link. So you can share that link with them. You can have all your onboarding materials, etc. And then just give this audio onboarding guide to them, and they can just listen to it like a podcast while doing anything else. So it's easy, engaging, conversational, and speaks to the employee directly.
Cool, thanks. All right, I think we can get back to we can close now.
Right. Okay. Perfect.
All
Thank you.
right, go ahead.
I was just saying thank you.
All right. Thank you, Snigdha. Thank you, Yuvika. So hopefully we right on time. Hopefully you could see the potential of all this, right? You can create any other kind of materials. We showed you how to create sort of what the basis for emails, for decks, for an audio file for onboarding, right? I hope you can see it better. And that was maybe a bit fast, but that was, if I remove the time I talked, it was probably in less than 45 minutes. A lot of things got created. I hope you got the point of why we started Custom GPT, because the Custom GPT, for example, had all the information once and for all about your company, the basic stuff they need to do. And then with ChatGPT, we could then ask for best practices. And also the good point about Notebook LM that Signa mentioned, it's a bit different since that as much as ChatGPT, I could say, find other content, maybe add more. Even ChatGPT would say, and add to this page more content about Destin, right? What's happening in Destin? There's no way I can do this in Notebook LM, right? Notebook LM, exactly as Signa described, it's like a closed container where you add some files. It's about to build something based on these files. But if there's no information about activities in Destin, it cannot create them, search for them, make it up, right? So hopefully it's clear why it's better, for example, where you clearly want a very content sources for your thing. So um, I will close here. Maybe have Yuvika and Snigdha, if you can close yourself and tell us what tell people what to expect in terms of like emails, video, and deadline?
Sure. Thanks everyone, first of all, sticking around. I know it's Easter weekend, so I'm sure you have plans. Things are quite busy. Thank you for making time. If you have to take one thing from this, I would suggest remembering that even if you don't know what you need in order to create any piece of document, just ask ChatGPT. It will be better than staring at a blank sheet or not knowing where to even. I think getting started can be the hardest point. So it will, I hope that helps you in terms of the recording and the takeaways article, as well as all the links and resources and the templates that we've created today live for you. All of this will be shared with you in a follow-up email on Tuesday because the team is off on Friday and on Monday because of Easter. So Tuesday you can expect an email with the recording, with the full recording, and you can watch it at your own pace, as well as if you prefer to read, everything will be there, including the files. And our weekly newsletter will be out tomorrow as normal, which will contain this week's biggest stories and our insights on those stories. But as for the webinar materials, they'll come to you on Tuesday. Sigda, is there anything you'd like to add?
Thank you everyone, and I'm pretty sure that all these AI tools are making you feel excited because I was also the same when I was introduced to these AI tools, and I think it's pretty cool that how much work they are able to do for us, and I'm happy, and I'm hoping you all were able to learn something new today.
And quick, thank you. And quick to answer again, we showed ChatGPT. Again, I use Grok, I use Claude, Mistral, whatever you want. Why I use ChatGPT here? Because they do offer this very easy to use function to create your own custom GPT. Other tools allow you to do this. I find it the easiest one. Now, again, you don't need to create all this. You need a custom GPT to create all this, but you saw the benefit. If I create a custom GPT first, it's going to save me time down the line because it will have absorbed all the information about my company. So I hope, again, it's clear. And if you really want to use European technology, again, Mistral is really good, just to let you know. All right. Everybody have a great Easter weekend. It's Easter for a lot of people. It's, I think, for the first time, Orthodox and the other Christians have it the same weekend. I think it's pretty fantastic. So all the best to everyone, wherever you are, and have good celebrations if you do celebrate. Otherwise, just eat chocolate.